Okay, real quick, I just wanted to show this problem. So right now I have a circle and then a circle top. I have two controls. What I want to do is I want to create a script that's going to generate clusters for those, and I want to rename the clusters so that it uses the name of the object that I selected as its main name, which I can do if I do not use a proc. So inside of this proc here, I select up until for the for loop. And when I select up to that bracket, I hit here. Notice you get the clusters, and it renames it circle top, circle bottom. Alright? Now, the only thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to run a global proc. Okay? And then the same code, and then I just have this so that it activates the code. So when I run this now, it seemingly does the same thing, but you'll notice this says top and top. So real quick, I'm going to run through this code. It's super simple. It's easy. I had a much more complicated version of this, and I'm using it for a character rigging thing so that I can have an automated way to set up a scaling control system thing so I can scale the shape node up and down. But in order to do this, it started breaking on me, and I noticed that if I selected inside the proc, it worked. And if I used a global proc or a normal proc, we'll just kill this and make it a normal proc, it still does the same thing, top and top. It doesn't say top and bottom. And in my case, it doesn't say arm, left arm, right arm, bendy, so on and so forth. So let me run through what this actually does. So we start by selecting the actual object, circle bottom, circle top. Okay. Undo that. Control Z that. Sorry about that. Run that there. There. Okay, so it does that. Next, there's a string for grab the selection, and we put it in a variable called cell chain. So we grab that, and it does that. Then we have a for loop. This for loop is where everything is breaking. So this is for cell in chain for the cell chain. So the selected object's in the chain for the selected chain. There's a bracket to begin it. Select R cell in chain. So that's selecting the replacement, replacing the selection to grab this object. Make a new cluster with a name of cell in chain, so we want the object's actual name, plus group. Now because there are already little quotation marks here, I had to put these little backslashes in so that it remains, it knows not to count those in the calculation. It's relative with an envelope of 1. Then this closes out here, and the final proc itself, the proc for loop fixer over here goes to here, it ends, and then I run the code itself. So that's all the code really is. The code is grab this, make a selection, and then this for loop thing, which is breaking, and I don't understand why. So real quick, for those of anybody who may need to take a look at it and you have any idea why this is occurring, please let me know. So once again, I will select just all the way up into the for loop itself. So select both objects, put the selection in cell chain, make a simple for loop, and all I'm doing is selecting it, making a cluster with the name, this, and the name is where it's breaking. So whatever, this part of the code is not reading correctly because it's in a proc. But right now it should work fine. So now when I hit enter, you get bottom and top. It works correctly. Okay? But if I select everything and I run the proc itself, it still works, but it's not taking the names correctly. So that is the question that I have for you guys, and I am stumped. I have no idea why it's doing this, so any help is greatly appreciated. Thank you very much.